How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
Are you out of town?
I am. We are in Vegas. I'm doing right now. I'm doing a work conference here, and then I go to San Francisco for a work conference.
Yeah, I heard. I just talked to my mom today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Hi, is that Amy?
Yes.
Hey,
Hey,
Amy.
how are you?
Amy, this is Ellen. Ellen, meet Amy.
Hi.
Hi, Ellen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Um, I just sent everybody an email, so we'll just kind of hang out. It looks like 9 responded yes, so I'll see if, just give it a few minutes, see if anybody ready to join. And so did you guys work out this morning?
Well, I tried and I couldn't connect in time, so
Oh,
it didn't work out this morning. But I worked out at 4:30 today instead.
good.
So
That's
I
good.
finished about an hour and 20 minutes ago, and I'm beat.
Good. What'd you do?
But it was good. But for exercise,
Mm.
it was
Oh, did you do the recording?
yes, I did the
Oh,
recording from this morning.
good. Good, good. Amy,
Chest and legs.
oh,
Ah,
what? Legs are always good. Anna's good on leg.
burns.
How about you, Amy? Did you work out this morning? Did you hear me? Amy? Can you hear me? Amy?
Hey, sorry. I don't know. It went on mute for some reason.
Oh.
Well, I was getting a phone call or whatever, but yeah, were you asking about working out?
Did you work out this morning with Anna?
Yes, I think I might have overdone it a little bit because I've made my own workout. So like I started it last week, but so each day I do a different muscle group. But since today was chest and back or chest and legs, I decided to go to the gym right before my
Whoa.
workout with Anna, and that was really rough because whenever I had my workout with Anna, I was just like, ugh, like done. So I worked out an hour before that, and then had that with Anna. So yeah.
Well, I would definitely talk to Anna about that. Doing 2 in a row like that. Just keep her posted on those kind of things. That's her, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Because when I was doing the workout, my chest was just already done. So I should have worked a different muscle group if I were, going to do that. But anyway.
Right. Well, now you know. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm just learning along the way. So
Hi, Natisha.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, girl. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, how are you? Just
Good.
got home.
Nice. Got home from the dream job.
It's pretty good.
All right, so there's 4 of us. 9 responded yes, so I'm just gonna give it 1 more minute or so, and then we'll get started. But while I'm waiting for them, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and get the presentation up. So just give me 1 second. I'm actually gonna put myself on mute. Can someone verify for me what they're seeing? Andrew says good. Andrew, okay, good, good, good. So I just unmuted you, Andrew, but you're
I see the quote from
okay
uh,
from Hippocrates.
Hippo.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure it was coming through. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're going to get started. I did record this, so in case, can you still see it? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to record this in case somebody wants to see it that isn't able to come. So anyways, if you want to just give your name and where you live, I'm not gonna like make you do anything else, but so we kind of get to know each other because we are a community of 19 people now. Woohoo! So, Ellen, if you want to start.
I'm Ellen Wallen. I live in Maryland. Should I say more?
You can say when you joined if you want.
Well, this is actually my first week of the session. I did do last week as a trial and loved it. So I joined last week.
Yay! Thanks, Ellen.
Yeah.
Natasha, I can't pronounce your name right. Will you do it for me?
Natisha. Hey, I'm Natisha. I live in Mexico.
Yay! And when did you join?
This is my trial week, actually.
Yay! We have a Mexico girl. All right, Amy.
Hi, I am Amy, and I currently live at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and my husband's stationed there. And also, this is my first free trial week that I'm doing. Although I did train with Anna a year ago, so yeah.
Yay! So Anna experience. Yay.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew.
I'm Andrew. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been working out with AtoZ FITT for, it's like 3 months or so, maybe a little more. Last year I lost well over 100 pounds. And this year I am working on getting actually fit. So I am super, super grateful for all of the nutrition information and the workouts that I've been given. And they are definitely working and helping a lot.
Yeah, we love Andrew. A little side note about Andrew, not only is he so inspirational with his story, he's also the creator of our videos. So anything you've seen,
Nice.
yes, that's Andrew. So he's so talented and we can never repay him enough. So
Yay.
anyways, he has AtoZ FITT for life. Yes.
And I will do it for the rest of my life. I love it. Love it.
Hi, Cindy. Is that you? Can you hear me? Oh, I think she's frozen. Oh, she just dropped off, I think, so she'll probably come back. Is there anybody else on here? Nope, I don't see him. Yeah, I think she's having technical difficulties. Cindy lives in, oh, there she is. Hey, Cindy. All right, I'm going to move forward because I think she's struggling. We can introduce her at the end.
That was happening to me this morning.
Oh, was it? Is that what? So that's the greatest thing about AtoZ FITT using technology is that we can reach Mexico to California to Canada. And the hardest thing is that when it have technical difficulties, sometimes they're just not a fix, and you just have to be patient. And so we just take the good with the bad with that, or the bad with the good, I should say. Cindy, I see you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, I'm bouncing between offices, so my Wi-Fi is slow to connect.
No worries. Well, I just was wondering if you just introduce yourself and say how long you've been with us and where you live, and that's kind of what we were doing, just to get to know each other.
Oh, okay. I'm Cindy Burns. I am recently out of Fruita, Colorado, although right now I'm in Idaho Falls, Idaho. I travel a lot for work. I just joined with AtoZ FITT last week. So I'm a newbie. I'm trying to get back on track with a fitness and food plan.
Yay! Well, we are happy to have you. So welcome, everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present for about 20 minutes just an educational piece that I have created. I do this in person for a lot of times for companies, but I wanted to do it for you guys that have just kind of just started. And this is interactive. You don't have to mute yourself like you do on the workouts, or you can mute yourself, totally your choice. And then afterwards, we can just kind of chat about a few things and see what kind of questions you have. But feel free to reach out during the presentation at any time. So just to get started, this is me, and I'm the health coach portion of the AtoZ FITT. Those are my certifications right there. And I just give you those certifications, and just to let you know that I do have educational training, but the real training I have is life training, right? So I was a coach for 15 years, and when I was a product of corporate downsizing, and I had to find something that I could do after my job ended, and I was very passionate about nutrition on my own aspect, and a lot of people kind of followed me just in that manner. And so I decided to transfer my coaching to food and working with people with their nutrition. So that's kind of like my background and how I got started, and that was about 8 years ago. I've been with a company out of California for 4 years, and I've been their health coach and a team leader for them. And they are also remote based, but they work a lot primarily with people with diabetes, prediabetes, and metabolic syndromes. So when Anna came to me and asked me if I wanted to start a business with her, I said, yes, sign me up. The only requirement I have is that I want to be able to work with each individual uniquely, because what Ellen needs and what Amy needs and what Natisha needs and what Andrew needs and Cindy needs are going to be totally different. So I won't know that unless I can work with you individually. And that was what's lacking in my corporate job with the other company that I was working with. So Anna and I decided, that's what we did. And so here I am. So today, I say all this just to give you some background on me, but today we're going to talk about what 45 million people per year attempt to do, and that is go on a weight loss program. So we all want the magic pill, and the magic pill, or the magic answer to help us get healthy. But let's face it, if healthy was easy, we'd all be doing it. The weight loss industry in America has capitalized on this idea that we all want this magic pill. I mean, don't you guys recognize some of these things? Have you guys thought in your mind, if I just try this or try that or try this? My Aunt Karen, she even came to me, and I've been working with her for over a year now. She sent me this picture of one of these on here. I think it was the raspberry keto. She said, does this really work? And I said to her, does it sound too good to be true? And she said, well, yeah. I said, well, then it is. So the magic pill, it's just not, we all want it. And they are getting rich off of this. So if I told you that I have the magic pill for weight loss, would you want to know what it is?
Yes.
Yes. Good. It's Whole Foods. That is the magic answer. It's plain and simple. It's extremely uncomplicated. It's whole foods nutrition. The weight loss industry has tried to make this extremely complicated. They want to make weight loss complicated. They want being healthy and complicated because they want to make money. But it's not complicated. Can you think of some of the diets that companies have made up? Like, point counting and Weight Watchers and cabbage diet and grapefruit diet and the egg diet and detoxing and intermittent fasting and all these complicated things that the industry talks about, when it's just not complicated. It's about whole foods. So now let's do like a deeper dive into what whole foods are so that you can know the difference. So in this picture that I have here, I've got First, let's talk about what is whole foods. So definition. Definition is something that has grown on a bush, been grown in the ground, grown on a tree. It's walked on the earth. It's swam in the ocean. And things like. Do you guys know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about whole foods? So
one ingredient.
Yes, one ingredient, exactly. It doesn't carry a label. So perfect. So some of these pictures here are 2 different kinds of meats, vegetables, fruits, grains, nuts, and seeds. So those are going to be some examples of whole foods. So why are these whole foods good for us? Anybody know? Or anybody have any thoughts, I should say?
Because they have everything in them we need already. So if there's sugar, there's fiber to balance it, and protein, whatever we need is already incorporated.
Exactly. So that's a great answer. They are nutritionally balanced. They have everything that our bodies were meant to have. And during the primitive times, we didn't have processed foods. This is all we took in. So this is what our bodies are designed to eat. What happened after the Industrial Revolution and women started going back to work, and we didn't have someone in the home cooking, and life got too busy, and processed foods have then become its own industry. So they have taken over our foods, and they're adding chemicals, sugar. They're adding sugar because sugar is addicting. So sugar is addicting because that's another whole conversation. But we, as primitive beings, we would taste something. If there was sugar in the fruit, let's say, then our bodies knew that that's instant energy. So it triggers our brains to eat more. So food companies understand this. So now we are just consuming processed foods, and we have gotten away from this whole foods. So these are whole foods in its purest form, but it can become tricky when there's foods that have been made from these foods. So let's kind of chat about that for a second. So let's look at peanut butter. It's good for us, right? It's made of peanuts. Right?
Except when it has added sugar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So looking at this label, we can tell that it's good for us or not? And you guys already said right off the bat why, because it has added sugar. But most of the time people look at this label, and what do they read? What do you guys read when you look at this?
Nutrition facts.
Exactly. The nutrition facts, the macros, the protein, the fats, the carbohydrates. That is everyone's go-to when they read labels. I'm going to ask you, if you leave this presentation today with knowing that that is not important, what's important, is that. That is what I want you guys reading when you look at your foods. Because let's face it, we are a fast society. We do have to have things that are not just whole foods that we're prepping. We don't have all day to cook. But if you read your labels, that's what I want you reading. Because then you can make wise decisions. So this is made from peanuts, yes, sugar, with hydrogenated vegetable oils, grapeseed, soybean, diglycerides, salts, all that stuff. So that is your empowerment right there in making choices. So let's look at this one. It's reduced fat, right? So that's good for us, right? Because what society says is fat's bad. So food companies have been capitalizing on this. And they are adding things like this to your foods. So if you remove fat from something, you have to add something in to make it taste good. And look at all of that crap, excuse my language, in that food. So I'm going to tell you that those labels on your foods are extremely misleading. Things that say reduced fat, things that say healthy. Can you guys think of more? Natural.
Natural. Made with real ingredients.
Made with real ingredients. That is a good one. What else?
What was the question? I missed it. I'm sorry.
What were some of the things that you could think of that food companies say, slogans they say on the food to try to make us buy it?
Oh, natural. 100% natural.
All natural.
Right?
Yep.
Organic.
What is it, Amy?
Or just
All
like,
natural.
but yeah.
Yes, exactly. Sugar-free, gluten-free.
Or what about locally owned stuff? Like in Tennessee, there's a Tree of Life store here, and a lot of vegetables and things are like locally, owned or locally made. You have to be really careful about some of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But just because it says locally made doesn't mean that it's
Healthy.
doesn't have sugar in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that I love. I'll hear people say things like, I go to Whole Foods, I go to Earth Fare, I go to all these really great grocery stores. And just because it's at an amazing grocery store doesn't mean that it's not full of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It does mean it's not full of corn syrup and stuff like that. They do keep some of those things out. But it doesn't mean it's healthy for us. So that's good. It's good that you're thinking along those lines, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this is really good for us to be empowered by reading our ingredient labels on processed foods, because not all processed foods are bad. Let's look at this one. This is a great example, and this is the peanut butter that I like to use, and it's got peanuts and salt, and that's it, right? So it's Smucker's Natural. There's lots of different foods out there that you can choose where you read the ingredients and it is just whole foods that make up that food. For example, salsa is a good one. Hummus is a good one. You can create those fast and quick and easy things for you to purchase. And the food companies have created this, and they haven't added sugar. They haven't added chemicals to it. But you have to start picking and choosing and reading labels, and then you start getting to know your foods better, and you can just start buying the same things over and over. The same, the companies that have your best intentions. So, any questions on label reading? Is it eye-opening? Do you guys think? Have you seen this before?
I feel like I have, I guess, Anna's always told me to really pay attention to your ingredients. As I had Bern telling me, the macros and stuff, she really taught me about the whole foods and how it's really important to look at your ingredient labels. Not like necessarily nutrition facts, but what all is in your food.
Awesome. Yeah. So, my belief and Anna's, and so that's why when we came together, it was really strong. It formed a really strong bond for us to start our company. We believe the most important aspect is whole foods. Macros, it doesn't matter about the macros if you don't get the whole foods aspect correct. Mm-hmm. Or at least to a majority. And I believe in 80-20 rule or 90-10 rule, depending on where you're at inside of your career with your health journey. So 80% whole foods, 20% something that's off base, and then as you start refining your process, you want to get it a little bit more tight, right? 90% and 10%. So the next thing I wanted to discuss is meal prepping. The label reading is the biggest thing that you can do to empower yourself, but meal prepping is going to help make whole foods convenient, because remember how I mentioned that's how food companies and processed foods are really they are able to make money off of us because they're making them convenient. So we have to make Whole Foods convenient.
That looks beautiful.
Doesn't it?
Yep.
Yes. So meal prepping, things that you can do for yourself is always meal prep. Hey, look, Andrew. Andrew's got his meal prep. Always meal prep your food ahead of time. Choose a day that you're home, especially for people like Cindy and I that travel a lot for our jobs. Choose a day on the weekend and prep your food, right? And have 4 days worth. That I usually try for 4 days. And you can even freeze things. So what I did before I left for this business trip that I'm on now is I made a bunch of food and put it in the freezer. So when I get home, I'm pulling it out. The only thing I don't freeze is, ooh, nice, Andrew. That looks good. The only thing I don't freeze is fresh vegetables. Other than that, if it's steamed, if it's grilled, if it's baked, I freeze it. And obviously, if if I'm not going anywhere, if I'm able to meal prep 2 times in a week, then I don't need to freeze it. But I'll freeze extras, and that way, if I don't use it that week, I have it. So this way, you're making food just as convenient as if you were pulling out pizza out of frozen pizza out of the freezer, which we all love. So how do you guys meal prep? Anybody that already does meal prep, what do you do?
I do make regular trips to Aldi, and I buy a lot of vegetables. I spend a pretty good amount of time on my meal preps. I usually do it every 2 weeks, and I freeze a big chunk of it. I do a lot of grilling. I love to charcoal grill, and grilled vegetables always taste amazing. So I grill a bunch of vegetables. I grill usually either chicken breast or turkey, and then I make a little assembly line on my countertop and portion everything out. Either throw it into trays if I'm going to keep it fresh, or if I'm going to freeze it, and throw it into freezer bags, and it makes it really easy. It really does. And I don't, when it's like, I mix up the different vegetables. I mix up meats occasionally. Sometimes what I've got right now is like grilled butternut squash, grilled beets, grilled turnips, and zucchini, and a little grilled chicken breast. And I take that to work, and sometimes I throw that on top of a big batch of leaf lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
And I make my coworkers really jealous because it's better than what they're eating.
So true. So true.
I honestly, like, meal prep I kind of fought it because I do love to cook. I used to want to cook spontaneously. And then I finally gave in. I'm like, I'm just running out of time. And I realized too, like, how cost effective meal prepping is. I mean, it's just, save a lot of money. There's no waste when you're it's a huge money saver, huge time saver. It's nutritious, it's easy, and I get pizza cravings regularly. And if I do just like go grab one of the bags out of the freezer and eat it, then the cravings it's over. I get past it. It helps. It's helped me tremendously.
How long does it take you to prep all that?
It depends on how much I'm making, but I have spent, cutting up vegetables and then grilling them in batches, because even though my grill is pretty good size, I've done, I think the biggest one I did 18 different meals in one day.
Wow.
The prep and the cook and the package and the cleanup, it was probably 5 or 6 hours. I spent most of the day. But I do like cooking. That one was a little crazy.
Yeah.
I probably won't do that one again.
What's the average?
Average, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours maybe. Like I say, I buy everything whole, and I do a lot of prep work. But it's sort of, I mean, on a Sunday when I've got, music on or a TV on, I don't mind doing it. I enjoy the act of cooking. I wish I could do it a little bit more often, but I work a lot.
Mhm.
That sounds great.
Thanks, Andrew. That was some good info. Anybody else have any thoughts or anything that they want to share? Questions?
I just think that like meal prepping is my biggest struggle, and I don't know. I feel like whenever I have food that's like 3 or 4 days old, I mean, I'm still like learning to cook myself. But I think sometimes it just doesn't taste good to me. But like I said, if I feel like if I can learn how to cook it the right way, then it'll actually taste good to me. Because the meal prepping I've done the past few weeks has not been good, and it's just made me really, because it's been a really big turnoff. But I also think too, like just going to the grocery store, like if like you're craving something, if you don't get it, then it's not going to be there for you to go eat when you're bored or you're hungry. So, but I do think, I think meal prepping is something I know I need to work on, and I know I need to learn. It'll come along the way. But yeah, anybody else that wants to put input?
Yeah, I had talked to Amy a little bit about this on our last meeting, and something I do offer is services where we do cooking together over Zoom. And so she's going to bring me into her kitchen, and we're going to do, because she said she's working on learning to do some things better, and so we're going to have like a little cooking session together.
Yeah, I need it. Lord knows I need it.
Wait, how many is that a one-on-one type deal?
Yeah, it'll be in place of our one-on-one meeting. So if you'd like to do it, yeah, be happy to.
Yeah, because I don't have an oven, and things are kind of funky in Mexico.
Okay. So we could work on your limitations, what you're working with, and we could just try to figure it out. So if you're interested, if anyone's interested in that, just send me a message and we can do that.
Okay. Yeah. I probably need to do some Googling too, because I don't know what these vegetables are.
Okay. So Amy touched on something that was cool to point out. And she said that if you go to the grocery store and you don't purchase that food and have it in your home, you can't eat it. So that's good. That's a good tip too, right? So if you don't have,
it's small and simple, but I've learned like just now, like being married and everything, and being on my own and having my own ability to go grocery shopping and provide my, our family stuff. It's very, tempting. If something sounds like ice cream sounds really good right now, if I go to the grocery store and I buy it, then I'm obviously going to eat it, So I think, but as you were saying, I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that. There's something about meal prepping that is great. It is awesome for people that enjoy to cook, and it's awesome for people that don't enjoy to cook. So I lie somewhere in the middle. I love to cook, love it, but I like to do it on my terms, when I have the time, when I've got nothing pressing, when I'm cooking for others, things like that. But if I'm working a 6-hour to 8-hour to 9-hour day, the last thing I want to do is cook. So meal prepping for me is a lifesaver. And for me, I'm a little less, when I meal prep, I'm a little into into my cooking for creativity, and I'm more into doing it as a process. And I do, like Andrew said, an assembly line, and I can get mine done in 2 hours flat from the start to finish. I have timed myself because it's something I want to help my clients with. Now, did I start that fast? No. But just like any other skill that you work on and practice makes permanent. So as you practice, you'll get faster at it.
I would say that I do, one of the things that I like about meal prepping that's made it more tasty and more fun is because I'm doing large batches. So I'm cooking vegetables that I didn't used to cook.
Yes.
You know, like this, I've got beets and turnips and zucchini squash and yellow squash and butternut squash. I just kind of went nuts at the grocery store, and I was like, you know, I've never tried grilling beets before. Let me try grilling and turnips. I don't know what to do with turnip. Let me just put a little oil on them and throw them on the grill and see what happens. And you know what? They're pretty tasty. Like, and then you mix all these things together. You know, one of my meal preps I did a few times. It was a couple different kinds of beans. This is the one that took a long time. It was Brussels sprouts. There was zucchini. There was, I mean, it was just like there were so many different vegetables in there that you kind of glom them together. And I think I used a little bit, like I seasoned them a little bit with like garlic, salt, pepper. I'm trying to remember what else. I don't remember, but like I just wound up making a big bowl of food, and it had ground turkey in there. And just all those different ingredients together tasted really, really amazing. Like, it was really good. I remember my son, when he tried a couple of them, he was like, oh my God. He's like, you could sell these. I'm like, yeah. I'm not.
And that's important, right? That's an important part of keeping it fresh, is trying new things. And with meal prep, what I'm hearing you say is, with meal prep, you're actually a little bit more adventurous on trying some of these things that you wouldn't normally.
Yeah, and flavor combinations, just like, you know, 5 or 6 different vegetables in a single like serving. I mean, if I'm just cooking at home for myself or me and my son, I'm not gonna have 5 different vegetables to mix together to see how they taste together. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, that makes sense. So you're basically, because you're doing it in bulk. Yes. Yeah, I hear you.
Like, mix stuff up. So you get like a lot of different textures and a lot of different flavors all in one little meal.
Yum.
The other thing that I would strongly suggest with meal prep is seasoning your food. That is something that it can really help put your food over the top with flavor. And I use something called Dr. Bragg's, BRAGS, Sprinkle. And it actually says sprinkle on it. It is a combination of like 7 different herbs, and there's no salt in it. It is delicious, and it's got rosemary, thyme, garlic, oregano. Old Bay is a great one. Absolutely. I mean, I'm all for any spices, any salts. Salt is not the devil, you guys. Salt is fine, unless you have high blood pressure from diagnosed from the doctor. Salt is game on. Put salt on everything. And so this Dr. Bragg sprinkle, Dr. Bragg also makes the apple cider vinegar, so that's probably what you're familiar with. Mm-hmm. I order all of my things from Amazon or Vitacost. I order a lot of my food from there. So any dry goods or any of my protein powder that I use, Amazon or Vitacost. It's much more cost efficient. So that's some things about meal prep. Does anybody have any other comments or questions about meal prep? Great stuff, you guys. Thanks for adding to the conversation. So, let's see here. So just to recap, this is basically your health, right? And I'm giving you the magic pill is whole foods. Now, that doesn't mean all or nothing approach, right? We said it can be a gradual increase in whole foods and a gradual decrease in processed foods, or you can go cold turkey, or you can have a combination of both. We do like an 80-20 rule. The way we're going to know it's working is a few things. You're going to feel better. You are going to drop numbers on the scale. You're going to drop numbers on your inches. You're going to fit into your clothes differently, and you're going to feel like you have more ability and strength, and you're just going to feel different. And you guys all know what I'm talking about when I say that. So that is your indicators that it's working. Whole foods is the key to get you there. So the two things that I've given you in this conversation are to help you with those whole foods is label reading, because we all know we can't just always be prepping foods. We have to buy some things. Read the labels, not your macros, and meal prep. So those two things will help get you there. Does anybody have any questions on that? So just a little bit about my story, short, brief. I'll give you the real, because we've already kind of gone over time. But in 2010, I'd had my second surgery for an autoimmune disorder, and I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I didn't even care about losing weight. I'd always been on a roller coaster ride with my weight. Didn't care. I just wanted to be healthy. And so that process took me, let me tell you how I found it. I was laying in bed recovering from this surgery, and an info commercial came on at 2 in the morning, and it was Montel Williams selling his Vitamix blender thing called the Montel mixer. I don't even remember the name. And I watched his story. He transformed his health. He had multiple sclerosis. He cured his multiple sclerosis in 5 years through food and exercise. And it was my inspirational moment. And that's when I said, I'm going to do this. And I transferred from processed foods to whole foods within that year. And within 4 months, I lost 25 pounds. Wasn't even trying. I just wanted to be healthy. So that's a little bit about my story. I've been able to keep my symptoms at bay, and it's really helped. And I can tell when I eat gluten, when I eat processed foods, I can feel the difference in my body. That's pretty cool. And then the best part about working with AtoZ FITT is you have a partnership, right? So Andrew lost 130 pounds, 120 pounds. Yeah,
120 pounds. Yeah.
120 pounds, and he did it on his own. And if you want to hear about some trials and tribulations that he went through, reach out to him. He'd be happy to talk to you. But he and I have talked in length about this, how much easier it is to do it with a partner. So that's what my goal is, and what Anna's goal is with AtoZ FITT. We just want to partner with you and help you get through different parts of this health journey that are hard. They're just hard, or they can be. So that's just a little bit about AtoZ FITT. You guys have all seen our commercial, so I won't show you that. But so I just wanted to thank you guys for hanging with me on this, and just see if you had any questions about the presentation, or if you want to just talk in general about your personal health journey. Anything that you're struggling with, any roadblocks, maybe we can help you with some solutions.
I think I just need to do the meal prep, because my biggest thing is I don't feel like cooking when I come home from work and I'm hungry.
Yes. Yep. Meal prep is going to make a huge difference. So another thing with meal prep that can be helpful is do online food ordering, grocery store ordering, especially for people like Cindy and I we travel, and then you could just order it right from the plane or from the car. But even people that just want to save time, and you order, basically we tend to have the core root of our food the same anyway. We've been throughout in these different things, so you could just go to the grocery cart on Harris Teeter or whatever your local grocery store is, and just review what you've already purchased and click, 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 and then add some new things, and then there you go. That can help.
So I have a really hard time figuring out how to eat healthy while I'm traveling.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I mean, being in hotels, bouncing from multiple locations where, in the hotels I don't have anything to cook with but a microwave. Yeah, so I feel like I'm pretty limited.
Mm-hmm. So, did you see my post on AtoZ FITT today? My Wellness Wednesday. Probably. It's okay if you haven't.
I saw it.
Yeah.
The bag?
Yes. So check that out, Cindy. My ISO bag. I love, and it's a cooler that you can bring with you, and it's a meal prep, an actual meal prep cooler.
Okay.
It's a game changer. I freeze my food beforehand, and then I put it in the cooler with ice packs. And then I request a refrigerator. I can actually show you mine right here. So there's my little refrigerator and my ISO bag. And then I at least know that I have 6 meals prepped and ready, plus plus I have my protein powder and my nuts and things like that. So that could be helpful.
Okay.
The other thing with when you're traveling, and this goes for anyone, some of the best things you can do for yourself is when you eat out, eat a lean meat and a vegetable. There are a lot of temptations when you go to a restaurant. You have to have a conversation with yourself. You have to say, okay, I'm on vacation, or I'm on this work trip in this amazing place for 5 days. I'm going to choose one night that I will have whatever I want on the menu. And other than that, I'm going to choose lean meats and vegetables. So you kind of barter with yourself, you know. But it'll help you stay on your health goal. You know what I mean? Because restaurants, there's just so many options. So those are a couple of things. The other thing that I like to do when I go stay at a hotel is I like to stay right next door to the gym. I'm like, can you put me in the gym? Or can you put me at least in the room next door? There's a couple benefits. One, all I have to do is walk out and turn right. 2, there's the water bottle there, the water container. So I just fill up my traveling water bottle right there, because we know we want to try to get 4 liters in a day, which is 135 ounces. This is a liter bottle. So I try to drink 4 of those a day. Are those some helpful tips, Cindy?
Yes, yeah, that's great.
Cool.
I tried to work out in the hotel fitness room this morning, but the 4:30 a.m. workout was before the fitness room opened.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, you can start doing the 12 o'clocks now that we have them, if you can. You might be already at work by then.
I have a lot of conference calls at 10.
Yeah. So let me ask this question. In thinking about your schedule, everyone's thinking about your schedule, what is a day that you can put aside 2 hours to do some simple meal prep?
Weekends.
What day?
Yeah.
Sunday.
What time?
Afternoon.
Okay, I want you to put it on your calendar.
Okay.
Andrew?
Yeah, it's Sunday. It's usually right around noon on run, because Sundays are run days, and it takes me a couple hours to recover from that.
All right, so you don't need to put it on your calendar because I know you've already got a habit.
Okay.
Amy, what day are you going to choose?
Sunday.
What
noon.
time?
Noon.
Noon. I want you to put it on your calendar.
Actually, too, I have to add, my husband and I do travel a lot. So, and actually we go back home to the Charlotte area, like with my family, to see them. And that is probably the most tempting time. I want to drink my sweet tea. I want to eat really bad. And so I feel like that's really going to help with the meal prepping. I mean, granted, I only go like once a month, but still I don't want to let that affect, how I eat or my lifestyle, even like working out at the same time. So I think when I do go home, which is usually kind of planned out with the Army, you never really know, but that might throw off my meal prepping a little bit. I'll have to try to meal prep a few days early. But I think Sunday would probably be the best day just because, it's a good start for the week too.
Good.
It is hard though when you travel. It is just because, automatically traveling and being in the car, you're tempted to, have that iced coffee or snack on something. And it doesn't always have to be, you can have like fruits and, your nuts and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be unhealthy food.
I get what you're saying, though. And when you get outside of your routine, and you get into that vacation mode or that travel mode, it can be difficult. I have sort of set myself up with healthy options when I travel, and they're a little different from my options when I'm at home. But I just have a mindset that I will get myself a latte when I'm on the road, but I don't do that at home because it's too much milk. But when I'm on the road, I will allow myself that. It's better than getting a mocha. You know what I'm saying? So trying to find maybe not as healthy as you would do at home, but something that's a little different for on the road, so you have something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
It's called substitution therapy. There's an actual counseling term for it. When you have this item, this iced coffee that you love when you travel, find a healthier substitution for it. It may not be as best as you would do at home, but it's something a little bit better.
Okay.
That reminds me of a substitution. What do you think of cauliflower pizza crust?
I'm a big fan, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, 'cause
So
it's yummy.
it is yummy. The only one I found at the store does have sugar in the ingredient,
Okay.
but that's the only one I found. Now, you can make it. I have not been brave enough. Maybe we should have a cauliflower.
Either.
I saw a recipe that swore it was really good, and they said that the key to making the cauliflower pizza dough at home, I haven't tried it yet, was do not get fresh cauliflower, always get frozen.
Oh,
Oh.
It's true also with the cauliflower rice that if you make cauliflower rice at home, it's very wet. It's just mushy. If you get it frozen, like freezing it kind of takes a lot of the water content out.
Okay.
And that is key to making. And I honestly, like when I make cauliflower, I don't make cauliflower rice anymore. I always buy it frozen because the consistency is way better.
that's
Okay.
great tip.
And when I do make cauliflower rice for dishes, I do a little cheat that it's the same thing that Chipotle does with their regular rice. Is throw some cilantro and lime juice in it. It just helps so much.
Nice tip. Very good. Yeah, I would like to learn to make it, but I haven't been venturous enough. Maybe Andrew and I will have a cooking class. Record it for
I'd
everybody.
like to try it, but that means I'm gonna wind up using goat cheese instead of like mozzarella, and it's gonna make me.
Goat cheese is actually pretty
good. It is
for
good.
us. So don't be afraid of goat cheese or sheep cheese. It's the protein strand that is within cow milk that can wreak havoc on our health. It's not that and it kind of depends on the person. So as far as cauliflower pizza crust, I'm game for it. And even if you do put cheese on it, it's a way better option than regular.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So what day do you think you'll do meal prep, Ellie?
I'm going to do Saturday because I can't do this Sunday, but I've already got it on my calendar.
Yes.
I was going to do it this last weekend, but I ran out of time.
It happened. So now we have it on our calendars. And Letitia, are you there still? I don't know if we lost you or not because I don't have any video, but are you there? I think we may have may have lost her. So if she comes back, I'll have her tell us. But yeah, so now we have it on our calendar, and it's something that we can do to help our health and our journey. And don't forget about online grocery shopping, because if that makes your life easier. Something else that I do, because I can't stand going to the grocery store and then cooking right afterwards because I'm tired and I feel drained. So I'll grocery shop. If I don't order online, I'll go to the grocery store for an hour or so, or whatever I need to do. I come and I'll do that on a Friday night, or my exciting Friday nights. and then I'll meal prep on Saturday or Sunday, and maybe I'll marinate my chicken overnight, and I'll just start that process.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So that way I don't have like all of this stuff to do in a huge block of time.
Yeah.
That's something to think about. So yay!
was
Awesome.
great.
I am so happy you guys joined today. Thank you. I hope that you guys got something out of it.
Definitely.
It's good.
Does
Good
anybody have-
tips.
What's that?
Good tips.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for coming. Does anybody have anything else they want to discuss? If not, we're going to hang up. All right. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate all of you.
Oh, good. Thank you, Sherry.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.